Sayın devlet ve hükümet başkanları,
Estimable heads of states and governments, estimable ministers,
yüksek
and
temsilci,
estimable
sayın genel sekreter, kıymetli
High
misafirler,
Commissioner, estimable Secretary General, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to greet you all wholeheartedly and convey my respect and affection.
Güneydoğu Avrupa İşbirliği
Southeast European Cooperation Process Summit has brought us together, and on this occasion, I am very much happy to host you, our friends in our country. The Pearl of the Mediterranean, a center of culture, history, and beautiful nature, Antalya. Welcome to our city. This summit and the negotiations we will hold hopefully will be auspicious for our region, for our country, and for the whole humanity. Due to the global coronavirus pandemic, over the past 1.5 years, our face-to-face meetings have either been delayed or been organized virtually, causing the lives of 4 million people. The pandemic is still ongoing. However, with the widespread administering of vaccines, we have claimed a strong front against the virus. When the conditions of the pandemic let us, it has been possible to organize this organization, which is a big source of pride for us. This pandemic, the greatest of the century, hopefully will be overcome with cooperation and solidarity. With every difficulty comes easiness, and we have higher hopes for brighter futures. During your visit, the measures against the pandemic and as well the safe tourism program and practices will be observed by each and every one of you. Starting with you, I would like to state that we expect to see all peoples of Europe in our country for their holidays. Distinguished guests in the Southeast Europe, peace, security, and stability are to be built on profound, strong foundations. And for that purpose, in 1996, Southeast European cooperation process was materialized. This cooperation process, which is based on good neighborly relations, is now marking its 25th anniversary. I would like to thank too and congratulate all heads of states and governments, ministers, diplomats for making this process to come to fruition. I extend my personal thanks, and I extend my thanks on behalf of my nation. In this path, over 25 years, we have become a big family of 13 participants. Even in the face of a political crisis, the countries of the region managed to gather around the same table and discuss. This was our goal. The experience of the region over the last quarter of century, we can see that the process has been duly delivered. The Southeast European cooperation process is not only aiming to further improve the political or economic relations or strategic issues. The process, on the other hand, aims to address democracy, justice, and fight against illegal activities, and to further strengthen our cooperation in those areas. Regional ownership and inclusiveness are important pillars of this process and become the basic principles of the 25-year history of the process. During our term presidency as Turkey, and all relevant work, of course, have taken these principles as our guiding principles. The strong support we have for the integration of the region to the North Atlantic process still remains. For Tirana and Skopje, The EU has now decided to start the accession processes, and this is to the point and right decision. However, it is a shortcoming that the decision made has not still been put into practice fully. We expect the Union to continue with its support to Tirana and Skopje, and hopefully the process of accession for Pristina will successfully be completed. In this integration process, the artificial separation of Western Balkans and Turkey does not bind with our joint common values. An EU which does not include Turkey will not possibly reach its goal of being an attraction center. Despite all unfairness we endured, our full accession struggle ongoing for almost half a century hopefully will be finalized. And we hope that the Union will save itself from the strategic blindness it fell victim to and start the full accession and inclusiveness strategy as soon as possible. Distinguished members, distinguished guests, Turkey has always sided with cooperation and common goals in its accession and regional integration activities. Turkey, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Croatia, Turkey, and other trilateral mechanisms are best examples of our initiatives. The initiatives about the region may be reflected differently by some. However, it in no way is an alternative or a competitive to the region itself. On the other hand, and on contrary, our activities further strengthen the regional solidarity. In 2013, we laid the grounds of Belgrade and Sarajevo highway with leaders of Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. This highway is also named the Peace Highway, and hopefully it will turn this region into a basin of cooperation and peace. As it is the case for energy, Turkey is one of the biggest partners of the EU. TANAP, North Anatolia gas stream line is an important issue for the gas security of Europe, and Turkey's streamlines have become the fourth main artery of gas transmission, and TurkStream ensures the regional improvement, development, and security of energy of the region. On the other hand, in terms of anti-terrorism, we need to be in solidarity for the welfare and well-being of our region. From PKK to PYD, YPG, and to FETÖ, Turkey has been simultaneously fighting against many terror groups, and we have been decisive and resolute in our stance. For sharing experience and information, we are always ready to do so with the countries of the region. In the face of irregular migration, we don't have the luxury to stand as mere bystanders to what goes on in the Southeast Europe. Turkey now hosts more than 4 million refugees, 3.7 of which are from Syria, and Turkey is a safe harbor for them. And Turkey, on the other hand, offers protection and assistance to more than 9 million displaced people. However, unfortunately, in terms of irregular migration and protection of refugees, we do not see the sufficient level of support from the international community, and in these issues there should be equality. Syrians who have been longing for their home countries for more than 10 years should be supported for their repatriation. Another reflection of migration is to do with the increasing discourses of hatred. Extreme racism, xenophobia, and anti-migration has become a security problem, and Southeast Europe is taking its share in the face of all these tests. The citizens of our countries should become more acquainted with one another's cultures, and we need to concentrate for this reason to ensure that as a country that made many of different religions, cultures coexist for years, we are ready to shoulder responsibility against cultural racism. Distinguished guests, a global calamity like COVID-19 can only be overcome through international cooperation and solidarity, we firmly believe. Before each and every country is safe from this pandemic, a single country on a standalone basis we know cannot make itself safe. We have the belief to make the people live so the state lives on. And with this principle, we share all the means we have at hand with our brothers and sisters. And so far, we have provided assistance to more than 158 countries and 12 international organizations for our friends in Southeast Europe. We have provided assistance for medical supply as well as other critical materials. And in certain countries, we built hospitals and, on the other hand, provided financial or medical assistance and also contributed to the healthcare systems by offering labor force. Our most effective weapons against the pandemic, the vaccines, should be put to public use internationally and be produced in sufficient amounts. This is what we have been reiterating all the way from the beginning. And from our assistance for vaccines, our friends in the Balkans also benefited. The friendly, sisterly countries in the near geographies are of our targets of further expanding the scope of our geographical assistance and reach out. We have voluntary, friendly countries in this regard. All friends within the scope of Southeast European cooperation process, I am sure, will contribute support, and we will be happy to see their support. The Southeast European cooperation process's third term presidency held by Turkey contributed to that, and we tried our best to produce outcomes. As I stated in the beginning of my remarks, global ownership and also inclusiveness will be main items in our agenda, considering the common agenda and the common problems of the region. We have prioritized 7 issues, and in this regard we have organized numberless projects, from a brain drain to security, from migration management to further strengthening, reinforcing the infrastructure, all the way to cultural partnership. We have hosted many events and conducted many projects, and we believe that that further strengthened the cooperation we have already had and further strengthened the solidarity among our countries. The items addressed during the meeting and the outcomes produced, I believe, will shed light to our future potential work. As I conclude my remarks, I once again would like to say that the 25th anniversary, I would like to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Southeast European cooperation process, and I wish the best to Athens, which will be taking over the term presidency one more time, and I convey my respect and regards to each and every one of you. Thank you.